Hello everyone, welcome to Project Recipe. Tonight we're going to be doing the Happy Camper recipe. And if you haven't printed it out yet and you want to scrap along with me tonight, you can go to memorymaniacs.com and it should be right up at the top of the page. You'll see Project Recipe and then you'll see a little download button, and that will open up a PDF for you so that you can print it at home or you can take screenshots on your phone, whatever works for you. So as is usual, I won't be using the Happy Camper paper to reinforce that you can use these project recipes if you print them out or save them on your computer each month that I post them. You can use them and tweak them as necessary to make them work for your pages. And so if you haven't already done so tonight, and I know you're just jumping on, go ahead and share this live and you will be entered to win the new paper pack that came out at the beginning of the month. I have totally, it's The Magic Awaits is last year's. That was kind of Disney themed. I have totally, it just flew out of my head, the name of it, but somebody, one of you wonderful people will jump on the website and tell me. Anyway, you will be getting the new paper pack that just came out at the beginning of April, which I have, but it is in my box that I haven't unpacked yet that I got. Most of you know I've been moving my mom this the end of July, so I had to drive her car up to South Carolina last weekend, flew back, so I have a box that's yet to be unpacked. So thank you for jumping on here tonight. We're gonna have a great time making this project recipe. If you need to jump off and go print them out, then you can definitely do that, and don't forget to share. Sneak peek, well, not really sneak peek, these have been out now for a week. These are the cards for August. They are punny and fruity and lots of fun, and we will be doing those 2 weeks from tonight, August 31st, so there's still time for you to order. However, everyone, I guess, likes a punny fruit card, so don't forget to order them so that you don't miss out if you want to get these cards. Special this month, you also get a bottle of hibiscus stickles. They're used on every single one of these cards, and so it's just kind of a new fun card embellishment we're going to use for this month. And like I said, we're using it on every single card, and you're going to have fun with stickles. All right, so that's that. I reminded you about card class, August 31st. Oh, next week is Techie Tuesday, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I'm gonna show you some foiling with the Cricut Joy. Actually, it might be the big, I might have to use my big Cricut, because we're gonna foil on our book cloth albums, and then I'm gonna also teach you how to, if you haven't seen it already, how you can order foiled spines from Creative Memories Direct. Okay, so I don't know why I kind of took a break from working on my retreat albums pages during Project Recipe, so I started back up again. So tonight I'm going to be working on pictures from Atlantic Center for the Arts, September 2011, and I usually just say, oh, you know, I'm going to go back and journal that later, and I mean, I do go back and journal and add names and stuff later, but tonight I went ahead and just typed up a paragraph, so I'm going to show those of you that like to type up and proofread your text boxes. You might already do that, but you can print them out and stick them in that way, so I decided to do that tonight. All right, so I think it's time for us to start cutting I didn't remember the paper pack I'm giving away to grab that out of the box, but I did remember to grab my computer so that I can do a proper drawing when I'm all said and done. So with that, reminder once again to share the video tonight. Okay, so you guys get to play along tonight and have a part in the design. So here's the thing. So the design calls for a punch that gets punched out of the paper, right? So it's not a border that falls away. A lot of our recent border maker cartridges, these are our border maker cartridges, are actually borders that fall away. Now, how you can tell just by looking at them, and I've shared this with you before, but it's always worth reminding, that if there's a line either on the top or bottom, that means it stays connected to the paper. So in this case, because on both of these cartridges, and now this is the new one, that's the animal prints one. It's not like puppy prints, although those are kind of a blast from the past that got re-released yesterday. So grass, footprints, and like puppy paw prints or cat paw prints got re-released. So if you didn't get them the first time around, you want to grab them this time. So anyway, these are kind of like bears, animal tracks. Okay. And then this is an arrow. Well, it actually, I could really only find, now I have like 50 of these, but there's probably only 5 that do this, where they will actually just put a hole in the paper instead of having a border that falls away. Okay, so we are not camping, but our theme for the fall retreat was like teams, was everyone wore their like favorite football teams, pro or college. Okay, so we had a mixture. We had pro and college. Anyway, but we were kind of out in the woods. So I could do the animal prints, or I could do the arrows, or I could do a combination. So basically what I'm going to do is cut out along the base of these triangles one of these, or you know, one for the top and one for the bottom. So what do you all think? Do you think arrows or paw prints? I'm kind of leaning towards arrows. Yeah, Jacqueline, I'm kind of with you on the arrows, just because I don't know, not that any say either one of them are more footballs, but right, yeah. So okay, so it seems like there's a consensus on arrows, but this is the newer one, and unfortunately the arrows are no longer available. So, but I'm going to go ahead and use the arrow. I feel like it makes sense. You're doing paw prints? Okay, good. Yeah, if you're doing at home along with me, you know, if you don't have this one, you might be hard pressed to find one that does this. And honestly, you could just cut out one out of a different color and kind of run that along the bottom, like a border maker cartridge where it falls away. So that's an option too. But I try not to off-road too much when I'm doing the project recipe with you all. So that I don't confuse everyone. Okay, so I'm just going to follow the directions. If you're new to project recipe, the first page has a picture of the completed page. It has a schematic, if you will, the layout of the page, and then instructions on the bottom. And then this is the cutting guide. Now, normally you can get by with just jumping right to the cutting guide and ignoring these directions. But when there's something like this going on, I like to see how they suggest. And they're actually suggesting that you fold your paper in half, corner to corner, and cut with a trimmer. Now, what we're doing is cutting a 1/2 inch off. And if you've ever tried to do that, I feel like people have run into trouble because you can't like fit it, you know, on your trimmer this way. So, but it sounds like we will be able to, if we cut that off. So let's try it. Oh, let me tell you about the paper I've chosen. Get my tape runners up here out of the way. I'm using, because we were kind of out in the woods, I'm using 2 sheets from the Spring Cottage paper, which has a beautiful blue on the back side, but I'm going to use the wood side, and then this fun green pattern paper, not the striped side, but this green pattern paper for the triangles. And because, and oh, and this is from the Hello Autumn paper pack, the old autumn paper pack. And then I've got this off-white, light gray, ecru type color cardstock. And the reason why I chose that is some of these pictures, because they're inside, are a little dark. And then I've got this dark wood background, and that's going to help those pictures pop off the page. All right, so I'm going to start with, whoops. All right, I'm going to start with this one. That's the designer paper number 1. I'm going to cut off a 1/2 inch. Now, when I'm doing a little cut, this is my favorite trimmer ever. Let's hear it for the 12 by 12 awesome trimmer. Now, when I'm just cutting a little bit off, like a 1/2 inch, I like to go this way under the little guide. Instead of having it all hang off over here. I don't know why, it's just preference, and sorry for those of you that I throw off by using this trimmer upside down. I use it, I kind of interchange it, but I don't know why. Usually my go-to is to have this on the right, and so then it ends up with the Creative Memories logo upside down, and that bothers people. And then I was just talking, so now I don't know which side I just cut this off of. Okay, so I did that side. Now I'm going to turn it. We got to go a 1/2 inch on either side. Okay, now clearly this does not fit this way, right? So this is what I was worried about. But our instructions say to fold in half. Fold a piece A from corner to corner, creating a triangle. Cut along the diagonal with a 12 inch. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is fold. Now, there's probably, this just came up at like the last day crop. Some people were very cringy when someone was trying to do a page that was like this, and I said, oh, just fold it. But, so maybe I'm supposed to do this. And then I can just cut like this. So that works. Now you have to remember which line you're cutting on. So for me, if I look at where this arrow is pointing, I'm on the 3. Okay, so this is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's 4 different cutting surfaces, I can't talk, on this trimmer. So 4 will be after I'm done with 3. Clearly 4 comes after 3. So now I'm going to flatten this back out and do that. All right, so that works. So if you're working on a design that calls for a diagonal, obviously it wouldn't work if you wanted this, because now you have a fold, but it does work for our situation. And I just love how you can use those lines on the trimmer to line that up, and you get, except for when I didn't cut all the way through and then I just ripped it, but you get a really nice cut every time, except that time, because I was just so excited. I ripped it right out of the trimmer. Okay, let me get a drink. Alrighty. So I'm going to set this aside, and this is the side that we're going to be cutting our arrows from, but I'm going to come back to that, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my piece of cardstock. Now it says designer paper, so you can use whatever. I look ahead and it's all for mats, so it's whatever really you want to, in this application, it's whatever you want to mat your photos with. A little bit of ice, Stacy, yes, because I get so hot doing these. All right, so our first cut is at 4 inches. And then I'm gonna flip this out. I'll leave it for now because I'm gonna have to do this again. I'll cut at 6 inches. All right, so I've got 4 by 6, and then I need 4 inches and 4 inches again, and then 2 at 5 1/4. So here's that. Now I don't need to have this open for 5 1/4. So one of my favorite things about this trimmer is that the edge is 5 1/2, and my card making friends will agree that if you've got an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of cardstock and you're cutting bases, I'm talking 5 1/4, 5 1/4. So I'm not going out to the edge because it's 5 1/4. But that cut, that 5 1/2 cut, I use all the time. So of course this last piece, because it was 12 by 12, right? The paper was 12 by 12, is going to be 4 inches. So I'm going to cut at 5 1/4 twice. All right, and I'm going to end up with these 2 little scraps, which are going to be great for extra journaling boxes or that kind of thing. And that's what these little scraps are. So when if you're new to Project Recipe, then whenever you see the hash lines, those are your scraps. So I've got 2 pieces left over from this page and 2 from that. And that's all the scraps for this page. Okay, so now it is time to load up my cartridge, and I was hoping I would have, well, hopefully you all saw the new 3-in-1 punch. That's going to be fun. A lot of people missed that when it came out a couple of years ago. It's a little different. It's not exactly the same. So if you have that one and you're a collector like me, you might want to have both. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just start cutting this, and then I'm gonna go back and explain to you how I loaded this paper if you're new to Border Maker cartridges. So I happen to doing that while I'm talking. All right, so that's what it's gonna look like with our arrows. What I like about this Border Maker cartridge in particular, if you have it, then you know too, I love these arrows that punch out because I use them on the page as embellishments as well. Okay, so to load in the paper for the Border Maker cartridge, this bottom little guide flips out, and then we're going to load our paper in all the way. Now I'm centering it. You could go down one way or another, but I'm going to stay consistent with what I did on the first one. Then this guide folds underneath so that the proper amount of paper is hanging out. And then you're going to slide it on down, and at every so often there's a notch on this guide and on the punch tool, and so you just line those up and punch. It's one of my favorite tools. Now when it's the designer paper, if it's thin enough, you could do both of them. It depends on how intricate the punch is. In this case, I'd probably be fine to just do them both at once. If it was like super intricate and there were like vines and stuff, I probably wouldn't. But this punches through, especially because I'm standing up. I've got a lot of leverage. It's like butter. Punches so nice. All right, so now I can put this aside, and it's already time to start assembling our pages. So I'm going to kind of sweep off those to the side there. And I love the balance. Got the landscape photo on the top over here and on the bottom over here. So really these are the same pages, just flipped, but they complement each other nicely. So this is going to come up here, and this like this. And then we will put out our mats. So on our guide here, it tells you the size of the photo. So this is 5.5 by 3.5, 3.5 by 3 3/4. Now, I'm going to check back here. The small one. Yeah, so I've mentioned before, so Creative Memories is different people designing. The one I did like last month, I even commented that I liked the thinner mat that was used. I just me personally, I like a thinner mat. So I'm actually going to add a 1/4 inch to these so that it isn't like, this is a 4x6 sheet that we've cut out here. And so I'm not going to cut the picture 5.5 by 3.5. I'm going to do like 5 3/4 by 3.5. No, 3 3/4. So basically I'm just going to cut off a 1/4 inch on each side of that one instead of a half. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's just me personally. I just like a thinner mat. Okay, so now we can go ahead and stick this down. So I've got my tape runner here. I'll just add a little bit here to the bottom. And center this. Don't forget to share and sign up for the Crop for Gray and Gold, and sign up for upcoming retreats and all of those things. Got a lot going on right now. If you don't get my emails, I did just send out an email yesterday. If you didn't see it, no worries. You can find it on my Facebook page, which you got to because you're here. So it's always a little picture of me jumping out of an envelope. When you see that, that means I just sent an email. So that can either be a reminder to you to go jump over to your email and read it, or you can just click the link right on Facebook and open it that way. All right, so I'm going to do the exact same thing for the second page. I literally can do the exact same thing and then just flip it over. But, oops, sorry. My piece of paper did that, caused that earthquake. So let me load this up. And if for my regular card people, you definitely want to go on and order your card kits. Like I said, we got some people that are really into punny cards, and so I have several new people joining us. So if you're on the cards regularly, don't miss out on that. All right, now this was of course I journaled about it, but this particular retreat we lost AC. That was a real problem. I didn't print it, but I actually have a picture of the thermostat saying that it was 90 in the room. So of course, those of you who know my husband know he's a saint, and he ran out to the store, bought several standing fans, brought them over to us. Thankfully we weren't like hours away from home. Brought them to us so that we could keep scrapbooking. All right, so now that we've got that all laid out, we can start adding our pictures. Now, I have way more pictures than will technically fit on this spread, but what I had planned to do was actually put 2 pictures on each of these spots, because people at the retreat just kind of in pairs. And then with these ones, Teresa and Murph by themselves, I'm just going to circle them and add them to one of these corners so that I can fit more pictures in. All right, now I'm just going to cut off. So I'm just going to cut off a 1/4 inch from either side here so that I can just have a thin mat. I'm going to do the 2 landscape ones first. So our group picture, and then it's a smaller group picture. And it's fun to see all these pictures of our scrappy friends from long ago. Goodness, so this was September 2011. No, yeah, so this was 10 years ago. And you'll recognize some of your scrappy friends in these pictures. Okay. I had to fan myself with that. All right, those I'm gonna circle. So actually, I thought I should have done way more than this. I only did enough for 1 page. All right, well, then I'm not going to circle these. I'm going to do 1 big one. So I think I've shared this little trick before, but when you're going this way, it's hard to know sometimes where 1/2 inch is, and that's the width of this guide. So if you watch me, sometimes I'm doing like this, and that's because I'm, so I need to do a little more. That's because I'm just feeling where that 1/2 inch is. All right, I needed a whole inch. This is why they tell you how much to cut off. Okay, and then we just need a 1/2 inch off of this one. I said 1/2 and then I cut 1/4. Thank goodness I only cut 1/4. This would have gone much easier if I just measured. I keep cutting and cutting. That looks good. Let's get Murph down. I picked up repositionable, which is just fine. Works just fine on photos, but I just like to use my regular tape. All right, let me come over here and put Teresa on. I should have paid attention to what that ended up being. All right, that works. Looks like I need to cut a whole inch off. All right. Okay, so for these last 4 pictures, I had something planned, something different planned, but I clearly didn't print as many pictures as I thought. So, let me get these on here. Well, where's my sheet? These were supposed to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. So let's see. We want to keep it the 3.5, but we want about 2 1/4. So let's see, 3.5 by 2 1/4. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we'll start with Katie and Alice. Okay, so 3.5. No, we don't want 3.5. Whew, glad I caught myself, because that would give me a wider mat. All right, I do need to do a little more, but it was 3 3/4. Okay, so 3 3/4, and then let's say 2. What did I say? 2. Just over 2 1/4. So that's going to be real tight. I can get some more off the top. So this is 2.5. That's going to work. 2.5 and 2.5. All right, so we'll do another one. 3 3/4. And some of y'all are just using full pictures and saying, oh my gosh, what is she doing right now? All right, so let's see, Bridget and Janet, that's way too thick, but I just want to put it up here and see. Yeah, we still need another inch. I don't think anyone's gonna lose their head. All right, let's see. It's close. It's close. I could do off a little bit more. I'll take a little bit more off of this one right here, and we should be good to go. All right. That'll work. I just wanted to get, you know, as many scrappy ladies into this layout as I could. Now this is going to be my left side page. So I'm going to add ACA to this. Let's see. This is just photo paper, and now I've got my journaling ready to go. I think I'm going to put that on the other page, but I've got ACA 2011. All right, I'm going to put that over here. All right, I can even tuck it under. Think like that. And I can come back with some of my arrows if I want and add them around as embellishments, but I'll come back to that. All right, so this page is done. Now we just have to do this hard part over here. And I wanted to get through I started from the beginning when I started doing the retreats in the project recipe, and some of these ladies still come and scrapbook with us. Some of them we haven't seen in a while. We'd love to see them again, but some of our newer memory maniacs, they've yet to see themselves on a project recipe. I'll get there, I promise. Okay. It was just Lori's birthday, and Marianne had a birthday this month. Lots of scrappy ladies had birthdays this month. Hopefully they were sitting a little farther apart. It's Wanda. Okay. I think we did it. Might have to take off a smidge more of this one. And then we can add some embellishments and call it a night. Okie doke. Here we go. So that's our 2-page spread, and let me find a spot for my little journal box, which talks about the fact that Brendan went and got us some fans so that we could keep working. We don't look too unhappy because when we're together, that's all that matters, right? All right, so now I can add some of these. Now I could add it with the side with the stripes. I didn't even plan that, but I did it with the lines. Did you see that sweat there? Oh my gosh. I'm telling you. I get ridiculously sweaty during these. I need a fan. Whoops. Speaking of, maybe I'm just, you know, remembering this retreat. No, those of you that watch me every month, no. So I don't want to do that on there because that's very dark. I wasn't thinking about that. I think I'm off camera at this point. It's fun. I do love looking at these old retreat pictures. They're really fun. So my 50th retreat is Mount Dora in October. My 50th retreat, that's a lot. So we kind of toyed around with different fun things to do. I always make everyone wear white. Everyone hates that. But they're troopers, and they wear it for 5 minutes, and then everyone takes it off. But I've been toying with doing like a 50s theme for my 50th crop. So in addition to white, like pink and black, and like 50s. So I don't know, you ladies that are going to Mount Dora, you can let me know what you think about that. But I think that would be fun. Everyone's got, well, not everyone, but lots of people have crickets. I thought people could even go like the poodle skirt route and do some vinyl or HTV, really just vinyl, slap a poodle on a skirt for the night, and that would be fun too. So look for more information on that if you're going to Mount Dora in October. But here we go. This was our Happy Camper project recipe. So if you did it along with me, I would love to see them. I would love for you to post them to the page. I'm going to do our drawing now for... Did someone ever find out what the new paperback is called? I have to run. It's all the way by the front door. I mean, my house isn't that big. I could run and come and get it, but then you'll all think that the thing froze, and so I'm not gonna do it. But it's the one that came out 2 weeks ago, and just logging into my computer here. And it looks like it would be great for Disney. So I know there's a lot of you are Disney fans, and even if you're not, we've got country fairs and everything else. It's not really fair. I mean, it's very versatile. It's making me crazy. Sparks of Magic. That's what it is. It's really pretty. It's got like a light blue, yellow, red. Sparks of Magic. That's what it is. Okay. Sorry, I had to detour off to the Creative Memories website because that was making me crazy. Now I'm going to my random Facebook picker here. Someday. Come on. Work with me here. I know, I promised my friends at Masterpiece that I would be cool like them and get on StreamYard so that I wouldn't have to make y'all wait like this. But I haven't done it yet. Okay. And let's see who our winner is, and it's Marshall. Congratulations, Marshall. You are the winner tonight. Thank you for sharing. I will send that paper pack to you with the August card kit. Congratulations. And thank you all for being on here tonight with me. And I will hopefully see you next week for our fun Techie Tuesday. And until I see you all again, stay scrappy. And don't forget to sign up for the August card class. All right. We'll see you soon. Stay scrappy, friends. Night.